it's interesting. One of the terms that I hear a lot in the business school is I'm a new person. I'm a different person than I was, before. And about this time last year, I was sitting, as many of you are, in EBS live, listening to Dr. Una, and here I am. I'm actually speaking here, and so that's an amazing thing to me. I was one of these people that I listened to, I think, pretty close to all of Dr. Una's podcasts, every single solitary one of them. And, when it came time, she has several events during the year, and I would always attend. And with the EBS Live, event, I listened to that, or EntreMD Live event. I listened to that, and I heard her make the call for me to join EBS, and I was like, that's not going to happen. And I had several objections, which many of you have. I said, I don't have money for that. I said, I don't have the time for that. What if it doesn't work? And for me, it wasn't such a big idea, a big deal. But I said, it's all women, not too many guys in there. And that's not an issue for me. I'm a gynecologist, and I'm around women all the time, so it didn't bother me. But I kept listening. I kept paying attention, listening to just all of the content that she put out there. And I said, you know what? I think I just need to make a decision to join and to make this work, to find the time to join, to find the money. And I said to myself, I said, look, if all the things that she's saying is true, then I'll be able to make back my money from the tuition, by just doing the things she said. So I joined this year in January for the first time, and at just the right time, actually. It has been quite the journey, and it's pretty amazing the difference that it's 6 months, getting on to be 6 months now, has made. One of the things we did was we set up our quarterly goal setting system. And one of my goals was to reach a certain revenue goal, which had been something that prior to EBS, I had tried to hit for literally years and just was not able to do it. Well, by the end of the first quarter, I hit it for the first time, and it wound up being the biggest revenue intake that I had ever had in my private practice of 10 years.
Wow.
And
Wait. Sorry.
yeah,
I don't like to interrupt a gentleman, but we need to say that again.
yeah, that it wound up being my greatest revenue income that I'd ever had in 10 years
In 10 years of practice.
of
Wow. And it
practice.
was in a
Yes.
quarter?
In one quarter, I hit it.
Can you imagine?
I hit it.
Something you've been
Yeah.
trying to hit for 10 years. That's crazy.
Yes. Yeah. And the interesting thing was, we started quarter two, and we had to, make a decision of what would be our goals. And I took that number and I said, you know what, I'm not going to pick that number again. I'm actually going to pick a number that's a lot higher than that. Because the things that I learned in the first quarter, I said, I can make more than that, because I've learned all these skills, and all these different systems are in place now that weren't there before. And so I set that goal, and I'll just share this with you. And then, all hell broke loose.
Mm.
And what happened was that I had to switch my billing company. I had to, my father had a health emergency, and then I had a health emergency. And all of those different things came at me, at one time, most of them unexpected. And, that high revenue was kind of a dream from the last quarter. But something that we speak about the community of EBS. And I'm just going to name some names: Dr. Tolu, Dr. Mika, Dr. Karen Kaufman, Dr. Beckford, and Heather's Dr. Heather, they really gathered around me during this time, and I was able to ask questions. I actually spoke to them on the phone. People I've never met before in my life other than in EBS. Talked to them on the phone, share what I was going through it many times. You know, talk Dr. Amika, he keeps in touch with me on a regular basis. Dr. Beckford, she's like my buddy. I see her every week in our success group. And just talked me through different things, different ways I was doing things. And even though I was going through all of these things, you know, it actually is for the best, because by losing the billing company, I realized that I'm not speaking poorly about my billing company. They worked with me for 10 years, and they did a great job.
Mhm.
But the new billing company revealed things to me that I, I was no longer being served at where I am by the billing company that I was willing to go with,
Yeah.
and it just wouldn't have come to clarity, if I wasn't where I am, because, I'm able to see that. It's just kind of like I'm in a new place, my business is in a new place, and new times need new things. And, this billing company, I'm still, billing things, just waiting for it to start going out. And it's just going to be a big lump sum that comes,
Mm.
sometime soon. So, EBS really has been a support both through the community, through the things that I've learned from Dr. Una and others. And I expect to just have great things, even through all this craziness.